Okay, everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're doing probably one of the weirdest airport updates I've done in a long time. We're doing an airport update on like Connor's setup here, I guess. And yeah, we're just sending these all out to all routes. There's no input on CM Aviation. Well, I'm guessing this is setup, but go subscribe to Connor, his channel, absolutely amazing stuff. And yeah, we'll start off down there with this United 757-200F. I mean, not F. Saul Bass. It looks like he's just getting some fuel on board before this guy heads over to New York after arriving here from San Francisco earlier today. We're British Airways at A320 and one of the Project Utopia liveries. Looks like he's getting some fueled up and like some catering on board. It looks like all these planes are getting catering on board. But anyway, we're going to send this guy over to London Heathrow and arrived from London Gatwick earlier today. Eurowings A320, I don't know what livery this is. Yeah, Eurowings A320, some livery, I don't know, but getting catered up. And then we're going to say, I'm getting some checks on the aircraft before he pushes back. And he did turn to Berlin-Brandenburg, and then he'll be heading back out there. Then we're here with a Boeing house livery 767-400ER. We're just gonna say 767-400. This guy's gonna be heading over to we're gonna say Painfield after arriving again from there. He just stopped by here, and I don't know what airport to call this, by the way. Let's just say Nike A320, I believe. I don't know. We're gonna send this guy over to. I can't see the registration either. We're just gonna send this guy out to American destination. So, arriving from Boston, then we have him to Fort Lauderdale. MT Gate, where we have this Air New Zealand A320. Again, some livery, I don't know. Getting some baggage on board. About to push back before he heads over to Auckland after arriving again from Christchurch. Sunday 800 house livery. We're gonna say this guy's gonna be heading over to King County Airport, and he arrived from there earlier today, getting another stun. We have the Alaska 737-800. We're going to say this guy's going to be heading over to Seattle after arriving from Portland, and the 75th anniversary livery, which now Poke Aviation has in his collection. Okay, that was the A gates. We're going to say now move over onto the B gates. Here we have the United 77 Max 10. This guy's in revenue service, which is great. He's in the SAF livery. He's going to be heading over to Houston, arrived in from Denver. SAS, Aeroflot, looks like Aeroflot Retro livery 820. We're gonna send this guy out to Moscow, Sheremetyevo, and then he arrived in from Moscow, Domodedovo, earlier today. Then we have the Orange Pride 777-300ER in the, Orange Pride. We're Amsterdam turn, arriving from there and heading back out there. Looks like we have a South African Airways. I don't actually know what aircraft. So it looks like an Electra from here. Actually, it looks like a Vickers Viscount. I don't even think this South African Airways, but I don't actually even know what airline. So we're just say Vickers Viscount. We're gonna say he arrived in from Shenandoah Valley, and then he'll be heading over to Syracuse. Swiss Air MD-11 arrived in from Zurich and will be heading over to Geneva. Then right here we have the Southwest 77-800 Freedom 1. Of course, you can't have a Southwest aircraft. Sorry, I didn't say anything for these aircraft, but he's about pushback. This guy is also about pushback. And then just getting some baggage on board, fuel load on Southwest 787-800. Arrived in earlier today from Raleigh, Durham, and then he'll be handling to Baltimore. Okay, so that's one of the setups we have here, and then we have a few other. Right here, we're gonna say this military. I think this is the RAF C-17, not C-17, C-130. We're gonna say this guy is just arriving in from Barksdale Air Force Base after arriving. He's gonna be heading over to Barksdale Air Force Base after arriving again from. We're gonna say Buckley Space Force Base out in Colorado. And then we have some cargo aircraft. We have a FedEx 777F in the Panda Route livery, arrived in from Anchorage, and then he'll be heading over to Memphis. And then Transamerica looks like a Lockheed Electra. We're gonna say this guy's gonna be heading over to Bozeman after arriving again from Missoula. Again, these routes are just purely fictional, and yeah, we're just gonna keep walking over here. Then here we have the Hawaiian A321neo. We're continuing off. We're just saying that was like the main terminal. Now we're branching off satellite concourse. Here we have a Hawaiian A321neo. This guy arrived in from Hilo, and then he'll be heading over to Kahului. This Alaska, it looks like Alaska 707, I think. We're gonna say this guy arriving in from Anchorage and be heading over to Fairbanks. Delta Shuttle 737-800 getting catered on board before he heads over to Atlanta after arriving again from Detroit. U.S. Airways 830-300 in the old black livery. Actually, wait, why am I saying it's old? It's still around. But anyway, this guy, we're gonna say, arrived in from Rome, and then he'll be heading over to Dublin. Then right here we have the Pan Am 747 SP. I can't see what name it is. It's Clip or something. But we're gonna say this guy, he will be heading over to Tokyo after arriving in from New York JFK. And then right here we have our Alaska Convair C550. I don't know. We're gonna say this Convair just arriving in from, I'm running out of Alaska hubs. We're gonna say Los Angeles and be heading over to San Francisco. And then on the server, I believe this is the 900 ER. We're gonna say this guy is arriving in from Boise, and then he'll be heading over to Juneau in Alaska a little bit later. Korean Air 737-900, I believe, non-ER. We're gonna say this guy arriving from Seoul, and then he'll be heading over to, we're gonna say the Seoul turn again. Then we have an Alaska Q400. This guy is just arriving in from Spokane, Washington. Then we'll be heading over to Eureka in California, or Arcata, I believe. America West CRJ-200. Let me go around here so you guys can get a better view of that. America West CRJ-200. We're gonna say this guy, cool shot. This guy will be heading over to Great Falls after arriving in from, and the Rochester I said earlier was New York, so we're gonna say this guy's heading over to Rochester, Minnesota. So a little bit of a long flight, but again, this airport is just based. This aircraft is based, we're going to say, I never specified this in the beginning, this airport is based in Tulsa, so I know a bunch of these aircraft can't make those routes, but we're just going to say, I don't know what airline this is, I can't see, but he's getting baggage loaded on to 77-800, it looks like. We're going to say this guy's going to be heading over to, it looks like a Transavia, so maybe we'll send this guy to Europe. We're going to say, Stansted, and arriving from Luton. Then we have the Alaska 77 MAX 8 on the serve. Again, more Alaska aircraft. Thanks, Connor. But anyway, on the serve MAX 8 getting filled up with baggage on board before he heads over to, we're going to say, the good old, we're going to just do non-hub routes. We're going to say Dallas-Fort Worth. And then he arrived, he's going to be heading over to Dallas-Fort Worth. And then he arrived in early today from Chicago O'Hare. And then the Delta 727-200, I believe. He's getting filled up before he heads, down to up to New York LaGuardia, and then he arrived in on the final route. He arrived in from Denver Stapleton International Airport. So yeah, that was basically the update on Connor's setup here. I guess those are a few other planes, but I don't think those are his. But I'd like to say thank you very much all for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.